I'm Davy. I'm awesome. And welcome to Davy's Awesome Wrestling, where I review wrestling-related things, all from the perspective of a fan, not an insider. So like I said last week, due to the fact that there were two big events going on that week, WWE Extreme Rules and Impact Bound for Glory, and I could only do one at a time, this week, as promised, my review on Impact Wrestling's biggest pay-per-view of the year, Bound for Glory 2022. As has become the usual for these Impact events, the opening match was for the X Division Championship. This time, challenger Frankie Kazarian versus Mike Bailey. Once again, not only is this the opener, but once again, there was really no rivalry between the two. There was really no build-up. Frankie Kazarian had become the number one contender 2 weeks before this event, and they just kind of went into it like, okay, let's go out and win one, yay. And again, it was good, but it was a typical Mike Bailey match. Although I will say with Frankie Kazarian in there, he told more of a story. And it was a little exciting as Kazarian was able to kick out of the Ultimate Weapon, but also exciting that for the first time in a while, he did the Flux Capacitor that Mike Bailey kicked out of. And it took 3 chicken wing submission holds before Mike Bailey tapped out, giving us a new X Division champion, Frankie Kazarian. Like I said, I'm actually glad that the title is off Mike Bailey because I'm sorry, in my opinion, he's a lot of hype, and that's really it. He's good, but he's nothing special. And now hopefully the X Division Championship can go back to something that people are feuding about, not just something that, yeah, I'm a good wrestler and I have it, and who wants to try and take it from me? But ultimately this match, I'd only give it a 3 out of 5. Yeah! Second match was Mia Yim versus Mickie James. A career-threatening match because, as we know, Mickie James has said if she loses even one match on her way back to the Impact Knockouts Championship, she retires. And this match was okay, but really the only thing special about it was the stipulation. No one believes that Mia Yim was going to be the one to end Mickie James' career, and in the match it didn't seem like she was even trying that much, honestly. It seemed like just another let's go out and have a standard match, which made it way too predictable. I mean, obviously, if you've been a wrestling fan as long as I have, there's not much that isn't predictable, but there's times that it's just way too predictable. And that's how it was. She got her Mick DDT and got the win. I would say, though, it was good enough to get the 3 out of 5. Yeah! Then for the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. The Death Dolls, Jessica and Taya Valkyrie, versus Vexed, Chelsea Green, and Deonna Purrazzo. This one was a good match. Finally, a match that kicked it into another gear. Vexed is a great tag team, and in my opinion, they made this match. It's something I like about them is even though they are a makeshift tag team of Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo, they're both good wrestlers. Deonna Purrazzo, like I've said in my opinion, the best women's wrestler in the game right now, but they actually make a team versus a lot of the other women's tag teams they constantly have going after the Knockouts titles right now are just makeshift tag teams. And that's it. Same problem WWE is having right now. But even though Vexed was clearly the better team, it was a kick with a sick piledriver combo on the side of the Death Dolls that got them the win, making them the new Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Despite the fact that I kind of feel it should have went the other way and Vex should have held on to it for a little bit longer, gotta give this one a 4 out of 5. Yeah! Then for the Impact Tag Team Championships, the Motor City Machine Guns challenged OGK, Mike Bennett, and Matt Taven. I mean, it was great, of course. These are two great tag teams, and the back and forth between the two of them was awesome. And of course, with Maria being on the outside, she got involved, and for her troubles, she got a super kick from her husband, Mike Bennett. But even still, that distraction led to Matt Taven getting a roll-up with his feet on the ropes so that OGK could retain the Tag Team Championships. This match, though, was great. These two teams, there was no way this was going to get less than the 4 out of 5. Yeah! Then the annual Call Your Shot Gauntlet. It's become a Bound for Glory staple. A 20-person over-the-top battle royal, people coming out in 2-minute intervals. And when it gets down to only 2 people in the ring, it now becomes a one-on-one match. First person to get a pinfall or submission wins the Call Your Shot Gauntlet and can cash it in whenever they want on any champion they want at any time they want. Starting this year's Gauntlet, Eric Young, and someone I believe in, Joe Hendry, followed by Steve Macklin, then former champion Rich Swann, then PCO, and the first woman in the Gauntlet, Savannah Evans, Johnny Swinger, who came out on a old-school WrestleMania ring cart, sort of, followed by Tasha Steelz, and then Killer Kelly, Moose, last year's winner, Sami Callihan, Taylor Wilde, Giselle Shaw, surprise entrant and former Impact champion in his own right, Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer, Rhino. Then we got out of the old school ECW guys and into Bhupinder Gujjar, Heath, Bobby Fish, and the returning Matt Cardona. After a while, the final two in this were Steve Macklin and Bully Ray. Now down to a pinner submission. And after a couple of minutes, Bully Ray got the bully bomb on Macklin and the pin, causing him to be this year's Call Your Shot Gauntlet winner. This is like a Royal Rumble with the added drama of the pinner submission at the end, so it's really hard to screw up the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. This one got a 5 out of 5. Yay! And then for the Knockouts Championship, Masha Slamovich challenged champion Jordynne Grace. I gotta give it to him. It was a great match. Masha really brought the pain, doing things like a dude buster on the ring apron, the hardest part of the ring. Not to mention a lot of close calls, like Jordynne Grace getting the Grace Driver on Masha Slamovich and her kicking out, or Masha Slamovich getting the snowplow on Jordynne Grace, but her foot being under the rope. And this went back and forth until Grace got the Grace Driver from the middle rope onto Masha Slamovich, which was too much for her to kick out, making Jordynne Grace the winner and retaining her Knockouts Championship. Not the way I would have gone with this. With the momentum that Masha Slamovich is on, I honestly would have given her the title. I mean, who knows, this could mean a rematch, and that would be great. But for right now, this match got a solid 4 out of 5. Yeah! Then the main event for the Impact World Championship, the leader of Honor No More, Eddie Edwards, challenged Josh Alexander. This was match of the night because it was as intense as we expected it to be. This was a perfect main event for Bound for Glory. Josh Alexander, the guy that everybody loves, the current face of Impact Wrestling, the guy everybody's saying is pound for pound the best wrestler in the world, versus Eddie Edwards, who has always been in contendership for best wrestler in the world. And these two gave it their all, even Eddie Edwards giving Josh Alexander and Eddie Driver outside on the exposed floor. But after close call, with only a little bit of interference from Honor No More, Josh Alexander was able to get a second C4 spike onto Eddie Edwards and retain his championship. Like I said, awesome match. Honestly, I would have been okay with it going either way. Eddie Edwards being the heel champion or Josh Alexander continuing being the face of the company champion, whatever. Still an awesome, great match that I will give a 5 out of 5. Yay! Then after the match, of course, since Eddie Edwards lost, Honor No More came out to beat the living crap out of Josh Alexander. And then the winner of the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, Bully Ray, came out. So it was looking like we were about to get a repeat of what happened last year when Josh Alexander won the championship and Moose came out and cashed in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet trophy. But it wasn't. Bully Ray actually helped Josh Alexander by helping him clear the ring of Honor No More. Because as we've learned from Impact Wrestling the next week, Bully Ray has been the heel all his career, achieved everything but the wrong way, wants to do this right, and he wants Josh Alexander at his best. We'll see how that goes. But for right now, Impact Wrestling's Bound for Glory 2022 overall was pretty good. Started off slow like it always does, with a couple of 3s, had a couple of 4s, had a couple of 5s. Like I said, with the big pay-per-views for Impact Wrestling, I always see improvement. Slowly and gradual improvement. Obviously, there are still a lot of bugs that they need to work out to get to being a really great product, but it was a good pay-per-view. Like I said, there were a couple of things that I don't know if I would have gone that way, like the Knockouts Tag Team and Knockouts World Championship match, but it doesn't anger me either. The Call Your Shot Gauntlet, I thought Bully Ray coming back and winning it is awesome because he's not only a legend, but he's a legend for Impact Wrestling. And Josh Alexander versus Eddie Edwards was honestly, to me, the best idea for a main event for Bound for Glory that they could have come up with. It really was the old school formula of their top heel versus their top baby face. And I would have been okay with whichever way it went, and I'm okay with what's going on in the future. So, I think I'm going to have to give Bound for Glory a 4 out of 5. Yeah! So there you have it. That's my wrestling review this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notifications for when I post new videos, and leave a comment. Tell me what you thought of Impact Wrestling's Bound for Glory 2022. Love you guys.